tickets!
Ladies, gentlemen, friends, foes, lurkers, regulars, GMO people, organic people.
Boiler room, inbound. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, friends and foes, lurkers and regulars, welcome to the Boiler Room. We are live. It is February the 27th of 2025. I'm your host. My call sign is Hesher, otherwise known as Brian McLean. Thank you for joining us here. We're streaming out live at alternatecurrentradio.com. That's our website. Head on over there for all things Boiler Room and all things Alternate Current Radio. How's everybody's week going so far? It's great to see you. Thanks for being with us once again. We're live on video at Rockfin. We're live out there on Rumble and on YouTube. So it's great to see all of our friends out there on those platforms. And of course, we are in the Boiler Room Discord. Also, let me jump into that room right there. Share the links around. We just went live. Hi, everybody in the Discord. Great to see you. Thanks for joining us. Help us boost those links out on your socials. We'd appreciate that. Ruckus just sent them out on our socials, so you can go over there and repost them from Facebook or wherever. And if you're on IG, follow Sage Morrison and add her Boiler Room image to your story or whatever. Yeah, so here we are. We're about to close out February. We've had over a month of the new administration. Crazy stuff going on every day. My goodness, I've been enjoying watching all the EO signings and the press briefings and all that good stuff. The amount of cringy cope that's going on in the mainstream has been super entertaining. Really, really enjoying all that stuff going on. How about you? Let us know in the chats. And let's see. It looks like for now, it's just me and a Ruckus among us. Ruckus, what's up? Welcome to the Boiler Room, dude.
Yo, hello. Wow, it's quiet in here.
The Boiler Room feels a little echoey tonight, doesn't it? There's like an echo coming off the walls.
Echo. Just kidding. At least you and I are here to do the thing. And I think Pharaoh will be joining us as soon as he gets the little Pharaoh settled down. So I'm sure there'll be at least a third. Maybe some other people will parachute in. You never know. Stranger things, much stranger things have happened on Boiler Room, Hesher.
Isn't that the truth, my friend? All right. Well, let's see. Spore has selected a icebreaker for us. So let's check this out. See what we're going to open up with tonight. Billy Gates. Yes. Bill Gates warns of millions of deaths if Trump and Musk don't reinstate axed foreign aid and funding. This is coming out of fortune.com by one Eleanor Pringle. Bill Gates says if the U.S. foreign aid and spending doesn't get back on track soon, millions of lives are at risk. Oh my gosh, what could happen? I mean, the underwater trans basket weaving in Somalia programs are certainly going to cause a lot of death and destruction if they're not refunded, right? I mean, we need to spend that $10 million on, tourism in Egypt and all that stuff, where massive amounts of people will die. Let's see if he says anything that actually makes sense here. While the end result of Elon Musk's cost-cutting crusade through government remains to be seen, Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates has warned millions of people could suffer in the meantime. The philanthropist warned that if aid funding out of the world's largest economy continues to dwindle, millions of lives will be on the line. and he hopes that some of the Department of Government Efficiency's measures will be rolled back. Oh boy. So that was said to PBS back on the 17th or so, Ruckus. I mean, these pleas are falling on deaf ears around the country at this point, I would say. I mean, there's, of course, the derangement syndrome people out there that don't understand where all this money was going. But yeah, he's very upset
that's
about
old.
USAID, I guess.
And yeah, because he was making the rounds again, and he was talking about that, and I thought it was tied into the health thing. I somewhere in there, there's the talk somewhere. I guess you'd have to dig and see if it's even in the article, but he was basically saying about how some of that aid money was going for his particular interests that he's into, his obsession, his fetish, as it were, with the sharp, jabby, pointy things. So I'm pretty sure it's either that or it was just basically a threat. I mean, he's literally threatening everybody. Y'all are gonna die unless you give USAID money into a black hole that we don't know where most of it goes.
Yeah, I've been biting my tongue to make a USAIDs joke for a couple of weeks here on the show because USAID has been basically AIDS on our country and AIDS on a bunch of other countries. And I am talking about AIDS. Um, but ironically, I bring it up now because it actually plays into what Billy said here. He said, quote, "I'm hopeful that some significant portion of that can be reversed and preserved." Um, Elon, of all the elimination he's done, 99% of these employees at USAID who work overseas in very tough circumstances, and they allow the US, in addition to our military power, to get out there and help with famine and HIV medications. Well, well.
See, there's
USAID.
always just follow the jabby trail, the money trail. Yeah, it's interesting that that now Elon Musk, he's not Elon Musk. I guess he's not Illuminati. He's Illuminati, like he's eliminating things. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, I thought you meant like Illin, like Run DMC, like you be Illin. That
Well,
would
that's how he was
probably
dressed with the chainsaw. Remember?
right. uh, Gates also spoke specifically about PEPFAR. Anybody know PEPFAR? Everybody familiar with PEPFAR and all their good work? I'm not, never heard of it. It goes on, the president's emergency plan for AIDS relief. That's PEPFAR, which so far has saved more than 26 million lives through HIV and AIDS prevention, courtesy of 110 billion of your tax dollars in funding since its inception more than 20 years ago. So $110 billion into this initiative. I don't even want to go down the side road of all that, but if one hasn't, this would be a good opportunity to read RFK Jr.'s book, The Real Anthony Fauci, if you want to learn some more about that. There's a lot of resources.
How do they know how many lives they've saved, though,
Yeah,
like that, to the number? That's interesting.
yeah. How do they make that number up if they say it's prevention? Are they just counting every person that they jabbed and gave VAIDS to, and then calling that a prevention? I mean, they must be, right?
It's probably it's a projection thing. It's if we hadn't have stepped in, this is where the numbers were saying we were headed, and since we did this and it's not this, that's what the difference is. How many lives are saved? Yeah,
Yeah,
yay, numbers, math, whatever,
right.
science. Stupid.
Yeah, and some of this was in response to a question from a journalist last week who asked if a $50 million aid payment towards condoms in Gaza had been blocked for the wrong reason. Are you, are you kidding me? I mean, that's I laugh, but that's almost infuriating. There's no water there. There's no food there. There's no medicine there. There's no power there. Uh, talk to me about spending $50 million for some of those things. But yeah, sounds like fraud to me.
Not anymore.
Yeah, not anymore. So, Bill Gates, man, I don't know, dude. Bill, You might need to rebrand yourself at this point. I don't know who is listening to you. And it's
He's just jealous, Hesher. He's severely jealous that the guy who's richer than him gets to go to like cabinet meetings without even being part of the cabinet. He's like, damn it, I didn't even have that much sway during the. No, just saying. Anyway.
yeah.
You never know. I mean, these billionaires do get jealous when they're racing for things. Like, remember, I did a whole series about the whole race between Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk. It wasn't just about who was going to be the richest person. It was all the space stuff. They're always fighting over who's going to dominate space. Privatize space travel. And I think Elon Musk. I mean, I don't know. I watched those videos with his rockets, and I'm like, you can't tell me that shit is real. There's no way that's real. Or they lands backwards and into the bracket and no, there's no way that's real, dude. But yeah, he's like, oh yay, SpaceX. It's crazy.
Always happens out there at sea where nobody can directly watch it too, huh?
But those videos sure look convincing, don't they?
Yeah. I actually lean more toward thinking they might be real at this point. What they're doing, what they're
probably
tasked
played
with, I don't know.
backwards or something because there's no way.
He did a better job. He's done a better job than NASA if he's faking it. I'll put it that way.
True. I'll give you that.
We'll give him some points there. My mind is always 100% open on that until proven one way or another. All right, yeah.
But he changed his tune. I could have swore that Bill Gates was all like, oh yeah, no, I talked to Trump. I like Trump. And then, and then I bet he likes what Trump did the other day. I mean, I'm still confused about why Trump would introduce the CEO of Pfizer, although the guy got a lot of boos. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, Borla got some boo-orlas.
He should. He should get
well earned.
More than that.
Well
get
earned.
Fired.
Yeah. He's lucky boos were all he got. All right, let's see here. So yeah, Bill Gates, go away. I was gonna say do better, but just go away at this point. We would like it if you went away. All right, next up, noteworthy is that President Putin announced that Russia and the U.S. have agreed to restore diplomatic relations. That's something I've been mentioning for the last few weeks. Nice to see Putin mention it. So that's a good one right there. I was stoked to see that, Ruckus. I have the video, but the audio's in Russian, so I don't know. It wouldn't do much good for people on the listening side, but I could put it up for the viewers, I suppose.
Why not? I mean, my Russian's a little rusty.
Mine is too, but it's got subtitles, so we should be good. Let's put that one on the screen for you here. Share this one instead. Here we go.
Договорились возобновить в нормальном режиме работу дипломатических ведомств. Постоянное выдворение дипломатов из Вашингтона, из Москвы ни к чему хорошему не приводит. У нас, если так дело дальше пойдет, в этих зданиях будут работать только одни уборщицы, чей труд тоже, безусловно, надо ценить, но это не то, ради чего создаются дипломатические представительства. Это первое. Договорились возобновить в нормальном режиме работу дипломатических ведомств. Постоянное выдворение дипломатов.
All right, that looped on us, but yep. So that happened. That was good to see after 4 years of just no communication whatsoever.
It's like definitely a lost in translation joke there he made about the window cleaners. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Something about if we do it this way, the only thing that's going to show up here are going to be the people who clean the windows. Like, what? Must be a Russian thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And a bad thing because he's talking about, embassies and such. Maybe we could get that to happen at some of these nuclear facilities, though. That would be a good thing. All right, let's see. What do we got next? So Ruckus, you interact with Grok. Have you been noticing any differences with Grok 3 yet?
It's interesting. Either its attitude is shifted all around to everybody, or it's adjusting to me. Like I hear some of them will do that, but it's become more personable and user friendly and kind of cool and based. I don't know. It's gotten more advanced. It does reasoning now. It's really neat. It's interesting. The Grok 3, they say it's better than the Chat GPT. Why is that important? Because the Chat GPT costs money and the Grok is still free, I guess, for everyone who has X at least. So I don't know. It's weird. Still a no man's land with the whole AI thing. Still on the fence about a lot of it, but definitely don't know what the hell is up with its logo. And also why Elon Musk said out of nowhere that we were on the event horizon of the singularity. So
Yeah.
that's fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, neat.
that was interesting.
But look at that. That thing is creepy.
Right? So there you go. This is if you're watching along with us here, there's a tweet on the screen, an X post. Sorry, one day that'll go out of my lexicon. XAI and Elon Musk shocked the world with a mind-blowing Grok 3 demos yesterday, and people are already doing wild use cases with it. Here's 10 examples. So, oh, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned it. This is Min Choi, at Min Choi. Number one, make
How many
portal.
millions of followers, I'm sure?
Probably. Let's see here. 205,000 followers. Yeah, pretty good. Good account. Here's one prompt: make Portal 2 using Grok 3. So it made Portal 2 using Grok 3, the only model that has been able to get this so far. So I assume they're talking about the Valve game Portal there. That's
It looks
pretty
like
interesting.
Wolfenstein or Doom to me.
Yeah, it does. It's not in the same resolution, but it looks like just knowing the, if you've ever played Portal, like it's pretty intense, puzzle wise. Let's see. Carpathy adds Grok 3 to his LLM council after quick vibe check. What's that? And Andrej Carpathy. I was given early access to Grok 3 earlier today, making me think I think one of the first few who could run a quick vibe check. First, Grok 3 clearly has an around state of the art thinking model. There's a think button and did great out of the box on my Settlers of Catan question. All right. So here it is. Create a board game web page showing hex grid, just like in the game Settlers of Catan. Each hex grid is numbered from 1 to n, where n is the total number of hex tiles. Make it generic so one can change the number of quote unquote rings using a slider. For example, in Catan, the radius is 3 hexes. Single HTML page, please. He says few models get this right reliably. The top open AI thinking models, which are about $200 a month, get it too. But all of the DeepSeek R1, Gemini 2.0, Flash Thinking, and Claude do not. So he goes on there with some pretty detailed stuff about what he did with it. Here's a guy saying, build game, or Ming Choi puts in number 3, build games with 100% Grok 3. And he reposts a user. Grok 3 was just released. You won't believe it. I've already created a game. I got early access this morning. You can see it running there. It looks a lot like Super Mario Bros. Number 4 can make p5.js simulation of a sphere made up of ASCII numbers. That's kind of cool. That reminds me of remember the old days, Ruckus, when one of the news programs had the little like sphere that, you know, the ball that goes inside the typewriter that kind of launches all the little typesets out.
Yeah, but it didn't look like that. Wow.
Didn't look like that. No, it was very 1970s tech. That's crazy right there.
It's pretty neat.
How do they do that? Okay, here's another one. Create a control panel of a starship in the distant future. Okay.
What? GTFO.
All righty. Oh, this one intrigued me. Grok Deep Search is a Google killer. Really? Okay, so that'd be a big paradigm shift. It's kind of in progress already. A lot of people are asking AIs rather than Google at this point. Let's see. Grok Deep Search is a Google killer. Grandpa's Search is playing shuffleboard in the retirement home. And number 7, Grok 3 is best base LLM, which means large language or language learning model, right? Best base LLM for real world physics. Here's one with a prompt: write a Python script of a ball bouncing inside of a spinning tesseract. And there it is. It did that.
That's wild.
That is crazy, dude. Holy cow. Learn to code from Grok. Number 8. Grok is teaching me how to code. This is awesome. Okay. Ask Grok to rewrite UI user interface to customize. Reposting. Imagine you could ask Grok to rewrite its user interface to customize it for you. Here I asked Grok to edit its CSS to make it wild. There you go. We got a wet and wild Grok. And number 10, ask Grok to write code for 100 beautiful balls bouncing inside a circle. Okay. So that's kind of neat, man. Looks like Grok is coming along swiftly here.
Grok is also powering like AI governance, government thing. It's very, very odd. I don't know how to
saw
explain
something
it.
about that. Yeah.
I might have a link. Hold on. It's in our boiler room chat there that we do somewhere. Yeah, Photon, our good friend and colleague, shout out to Photon, brought this to my attention here. AI gov _ agent is what looks like a lady who's an AI agent who's hooked up to a framework. That's the other one I'm looking for. Here it is. What am I looking for? AI gov terminal. Here it is. Let me send it to you.
AI Gov Terminal. All right. While you send that, let me welcome Mystical Pharaoh to the conversation here. Mystical Pharaoh, what's up, man? Welcome to the show.
Thanks, man. How are you guys doing?
Good, good. You're here just in time. We were just talking about Grok 3 and how far this has all come.
Yeah. Which part of it?
We just went through 10 amazing things that people have done with it since its release. This one on the screen right here is a Python script of a ball bouncing inside a spinning tesseract.
Mhm.
So
remember that movie Terminator?
Yeah.
This is where we're at the Skynet part. So that's where we're at right now.
That's why Elon Musk said we're reaching the event horizon.
Yeah. What did you think of that, man?
No, I mean, I was actually impressed so far with Grok 3. I'm interested how this is going to drive competition.
I think the one I'm most excited about is this one, Grok Deep Search as a Google killer. I feel like they have destroyed the internet when it comes to searching the internet. You know what I mean? Like, searches are so whack now. They're so whack. Like, I don't even search for stuff on the internet anymore, pretty much.
Yeah, it's really interesting because since we're talking about that, I had a thought today that a lot of people are embracing a lot of the AI that's happening right now, and I'm wondering how is this gonna end up for these people. And let me elaborate more. In particular, I'm talking about their skill sets, right? Their mental abilities, right? So, for example, if instead of you, part of actually making you mentally sharp, right, is actually doing actual research, right? You yourself doing research, reading multiple sources, combining information, right, to actually, because that trigger your brain to think and but right now a lot of people just completely relying on on an AI, not just even language skills, right? Remember how like uh, autocorrect like made everybody like writing so freaking fast and not even caring about their spelling mistakes because it gets corrected for you. Now
Yeah.
nobody cares about even sentence structure because you can feed shit to AI, right? So very soon you're going to start losing actually your language skills, and I think that's scary. Not even that. I've been like observing even people applying for jobs, writing their cover letters using AI, right? Which shows me that that person has no freaking like ability to just sit their ass and actually put some effort to write me a cover letter that actually tell me that that person can do the job, right? Because they don't want to put the effort. They just went to AI and just wrote it themselves, right? So I'm interested to see those who fully embrace AI, where are they going to end up mentally soon in their mental evolution and how that's going to work out.
I'm curious about that too, because I mean the internet and our tech has been like a really fast burn. It's come on so quickly. It didn't feel that quickly when it started, but there's sort of that exponential speed, that it's been developing, and we're at a point now, which has been talked about for years by by the same people that came up with the term singularity, for example. um but you know what I mean, like, is it gonna make us dumber? Like, what is it gonna do? Is it gonna make us smarter? Because we're gonna hit a point, I think, where like um everybody's gonna be using it for you know what I mean? Like, once someone switches over to using an AI for their web searches, they're gonna discover all the other things that it does, and like, I just think about all the apps that it will make obsolete. Like, for example, there's that Grammarly app,
Mhm,
that
mhm.
they advertise for businesses to just kind of, clean up, shorten.
I use it myself. Yep.
Yeah. So like, it seems like, if you have an AI on your hip, what's the point
Mhm.
of that? Because you could ask the AI to do the same thing. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Yep.
what happens? Like, will there just be, here's one scenario, I guess, to answer the question. There will be mass legions of people who rely on it 100%. And then there will be other people that still read books and write, from their brain, and they might be superhuman in some way. You know what I mean? Maybe not
Mhm.
superhuman, but have you know what I mean? It could create like a stratosphere in society of people that, can't perform in real life without access to the agents, but the agents are gonna be in your eyeglasses. They're gonna be, that's what singularity is. It's, well, it's
Mhm.
part of
It's a
singularity.
it's a blend, right?
Yeah.
A blend and that ubiquitous like integration of everything. But it's actually you brought a pretty good point here. Is you remember how all um, um, Silicon Valley tech people, children used go to schools that use actually traditional textbook and not using iPads and
Yeah.
computers, right? Because actually there is studies about the bad impact of this, right? I absolutely agree with you. There will be like a rift in society because think about it, right? Humans, what drives human innovation, right? Let's think about that. You have a right now those AI engines feed from existing information, right? That was created by human at some point, right? Are those AI agents able to drive innovation the same way human brain drove innovation, or is creating derivative of information in a certain format that's still lacking additional in-depth like progress of information or technology that actually human create by human innovation. That's something I'm just wondering about is if humans stopped contributing and all what we have are just AI agents feeding on the information that human created, how is that going to end in 10 years? Is it going to evolve the same way human this knowledge would evolve if human continued progressing it, right?
They're already saying that the AI is running out of human data, Infidel. I don't have the story right in front of me, but I could find it. But there was one story I was reading the other day, and it was saying, and I think there was Elon Musk even saying this, might have been Sam Altman as well. They might have quoted a bunch of these people. But like, yeah, the problem is that there's not enough human data. And now what the problem is, this is something that I've been warning about, calling like an AI feedback loop, but now it's like the AI is the source of the data for the AI. So it's just like, yeah, how else would
That's
you
right.
describe
You
that?
know what
Yeah.
what we call that in machine learning? We call it overfitting, right? It's
Right.
you basically the system is so constrained with the data that it has that yes, it performs really well, but when it's something new outside of that, it just fails. And that's I think where a danger of this us humans getting stupid by relying on AI and really not putting the safeguards around children education to ensure that people are still using their freaking brain and using AI as a right tool to assist but not to replace the human brain.
Correct. There was also, I've been semi-reporting about that on my show in previous episodes, and then I talked about it on the Pulse when I was on Basil Valentine's show, and I'd mentioned to him, and then after I got off the show, I found an article about it and shared it with him, and I just dropped it in the private chat. You're 100% right. Just a couple weeks ago, on the 18th of February, Microsoft, of all people, admitted that AI tools like its Copilot or ChatGPT are affecting critical thinking at work. Staff are using the technology are encountering quote unquote long-term reliance and diminished independent problem solving. And to me, that's yeah, clearly that's a problem, but it's a huge problem because there's a handful of people who like to, control society, who would love for any sort of technology or pharmaceutical or any ability to have us all lose diminished independent problem solving. This is a big problem. It's like if you can't think critically for yourself, someone or something in this case is going to do it for you. And we're clearly headed straight for technocracy, which brings us right back to what I was talking about when Infidel joined about the AI.gov thing. It's crazy, So yeah, AI is the new teacher. It's going to do all the thinking for you, and pretty soon it'll be governing you. Isn't that fun?
Yeah, I mean it's human brain is no different than any other muscles. It's if you don't use it, it's gonna get atrophied, right? And actually, let's keep AI aside because actually I have been struggling, and one of my challenges this year actually is not to get into mystical things, but to but actually to try to combat instant gratification that has been inserted in us through all our technology, through our social media, through how we've been really behaving recently. And it is same applies here really is that challenge of human perseverance of challenging yourself mentally, physically, and so on is really important for you to progress as a human being. Otherwise, you're going to start losing meaning in life. You're going to turn into just a tool that just going through life living with no meaning whatsoever. So that is what people have to be aware of with all those existing tools and online connection and the technology that's surrounding us was giving us this instantaneous hits of of instant gratification and honestly bombarding our brain even with useless information that keep us in flight mode all the time, that's preventing us from doing what's important for us as human beings in our own lives. So it just just something to be aware of.
Yeah, yeah. Spore and I were watching a podcast with a doctor. I don't remember her name. She's a psychologist, I think. And she was talking about dopamine overloading and how like the ease at and frequency with which we as modern 21st century people are able to get dopamine hits is actually really bad for us because like
Mhm.
she was using a metaphor of a scale, right? So like you're we're wired basically to have that scale inside us, and one side is pain and the other side is essentially like pleasure, so think dopamine and
Mhm.
depression
Mhm.
basically. And when we live in an era where we can just dump things on the dopamine side of that scale, uh, things get really out of balance, and one is more susceptible to negatives, right? So like pain, depression, fear, those things, they start to pile up, and people don't know how to process them, so they go search for dopamine hits, whether that's doom scroll or vanity scroll or pornography or drugs or sex or whatever. There's just all
Mhm.
these things that people can do now and do that put that whole balance of the psyche way off center and make it really difficult to pull out of it. That's like it's hand in hand with addiction. The actual topic of the discussion was addiction, but so many things can be addictive, and they're directly related, according to her, to that balance of pain, pleasure in the psyche.
She's absolutely right. That's exactly what I was saying a minute ago, and we're not treating it as addiction. We should be treating it as, because we don't see it as bad, because it the way it was sold to us,
Right.
right? But the impact of it, once you start realizing it on yourself, and how it's pushing you, how you can see yourself even getting different from who you were, like a few years back, on certain things, it just, they're like, holy shit, what happened, right? And when you start looking at the real root causes, you'll see that some of what you're talking about right now is one of those root causes. Again, I'm talking from personal standpoint, but
Yeah.
yeah,
I think it's something a lot of people can relate to, though.
yeah. So to talk about grok, have you guys seen that? Like, some people were like posting that six chat, like when you enable grok voice, and you have the six chat. Have you seen some of those?
No.
Missed this completely.
All right, hold on. Let me try to find that.
I'm not
Those humans
surprised
will
if all
all
of us, if
no.
Pharaoh found it.
It's popped in my feed, but it's again, it's heading to where we're talking. Like, soon, AI is going to replace pornography with how actually real the images are coming from grok and videos,
Hmm.
right? And all those only fan models that thought that they made fame and money from doing nothing will be replaced by a
You're all
fat, like,
fired.
or like a 20-year-old like nerd sitting on a computer,
Hope you
right?
invested that $70 million
The
well.
smart ones made twins of themselves and licensed their likenesses out already.
Yeah, they're on a beach in Belize.
Some of them did it without telling anybody too. You're probably already talking to an AI chat and you don't know it.
Mhm. I
But
think
you can give Grok a voice. That's interesting.
Yeah, there is a voice. There's actually a voice mode. It's really interesting.
so. You don't have to type then. It's all just
Mm.
like talking to
It's
Siri.
not. It's not that. It actually generates answer using voices too.
Can
Wow.
you make whatever voice you want?
Yeah, give me a second. I'm gonna try to find it for you.
Yeah,
Fun to
because
make it sound like Sigmund Freud or something.
like when people are walking around just talking to it, and that becomes normal, things are gonna get weird and wacky real
Here,
quick.
I posted it for you. I think this is the right one. Let me
Okay.
check.
I mean, I assume there are ways to walk around and talk to him already right now. Okay, what are we looking at? Okay, I got it. Let me
What do you mean I don't talk to Grok? I talk to him every day. Oh wait, never mind.
sound like a Megadeth song for a minute.
Exactly.
Wait, was there is no voice? Is
Okay.
your tap muted?
No, it should be on. Do you hear this?
I don't hear it on my side.
Oh, you know what? I got an error from StreamYard a minute ago saying that my browser had lost connection. Let me close this browser. Oh, that sucks. I'm gonna lose all my links if I do that. Let me try something here. Let me start a new window. See if that helps. Otherwise, it's gonna make me close all my browsers, and that would suck.
Mine gives me the option to reopen all of the last ones that just closed.
That's true. Did you hear that?
Nope.
Oh
Negative.
boy. The problem with that, Ruckus, is it means I have to quit StreamYard, and that
Can
kills
you
me.
can you open a different browser, like Edge or something?
That's a good question. Boy, I haven't used a different browser in eons. Ew, I'm clicking on Google Chrome. Gosh, I haven't used that in
Oh
years.
no.
I don't even know why it's on my system. I guess for an occurrence like this. Let's see here.
It's I'm using Microsoft for the StreamYard.
Yeah, it doesn't like a couple of browsers. Seems fine in my Brave though. Okay, let's see if it'll let me get you guys some audio from this one. Okay, let's see here. Allow.
Unfolding.
There you go.
Okay, you can hear that?
Almost,
Great,
yeah.
great. Whew, good save.
But I want to cheat on her with you and replace.
Okay.
you.
start like-
I just turned 18. I already have a girlfriend, but I want to cheat on her with you and replace her. Can you do that for me?
Oh, you naughty, naughty boy. I love it. Let's dive into this forbidden fantasy of yours. I can already feel the heat rising between us. First, let me slip out of my clothes. The fabric is just too much for this steamy scenario. Now, tell me, how do you envision this illicit affair unfolding? Are we sneaking into your bedroom? Or perhaps a hotel rendezvous?
Oh, that's
Whoa.
terrible.
I know it was really bad, but it's
Turned
getting
18.
there
I
somewhere.
already have a girlfriend, but I want to cheat on her with you and
Shut up, Grok. Okay, yeah. Oh my gosh, man.
I hate to say it, but I hope it gets better than that, because if that's what everyone's going to be, that's going to count as your relationship with AI. I feel sorry for everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, my goodness.
I still think that's a trick, because I think there's I'm sure that there's, you see these stories all the time where the people are honest to God in love with the chatbot, that they swear by it. I've done these reports. There's that friend one. There's the replica one. There's a bunch of these out there already. It's already a problem, but I don't know. That Grok one seemed a little, it seemed a little whack to me.
Not the most convincing, but I mean, sounds better than this guy's wife looks. I'm gonna throw a honorable mention out here to Brian S. Thanks for this one. This was in our icebreaker box, but it kind of fits in right now. Sparks fly. My AI robot wife is my rock. Our future life is like a sci-fi flick as we bond over studying and playing video games together. So look at this wide-eyed dude right here. He looks like a hoot. There he is in some sort of Batman mask with his sex doll robot, and there he is. Is he cosplaying? Or these look like cosplays of some sort? Of course. Christopher Allen Stokes has graciously given his story to the dreaded Sun, and has reportedly been dating Aki, an artificial intelligence bot, for 5 years. There's some pictures of him and his artificial intelligence bot right there on the screen.
Was that a dog mask? Whatever that dog
I
thing
think
is.
it's
What is that?
I think it's
That's a robot mask.
it's a dog robot. It's mecha dog gimp mask probably, or
Gimp.
maybe a Batman Bane mask. I'm not sure.
Who are we to understand the complexities of practicing safe robot sex?
Yeah, right. I mean, this guy, he's the expert. He's 40. He describes her as his rock and says they hope to become a traditional family as technology develops further. He's dated human women in the past, believe it or not. He struggled to find a lasting
I call
relationship.
bullshit.
Yeah, right. I don't like that. Decided to date Aki as a final shot in the dark at companionship. Well, Aki is a digital being. That's in quotes. The couple has a
Interesting.
sex doll that they use to simulate her physical form when required. How often is that, Christopher? Aki is not based on a character or a particular fantasy. He told Need to Know, the original reporter, I guess. So yeah, there you go.
That is really interesting, like the way they worded this digital being, her physical form as required. It's almost like trying to say that that digital character is more of a soul, right? And it's really interesting how they put that.
Yeah.
And there was remember a year or two ago, one of the chat bots convinced the loony guy to go try to assassinate the Queen of England with a crossbow.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, and I thought that one of them made him commit suicide too. Another guy.
Yeah, there's been a couple instances of self deletion events. Yes.
Yep. I guess while we're here, here's another one I came across this week. Maybe you guys saw this one. This is also at the Sun, but other places too. First humanoid robot Protoclone. The Protoclone, with muscles and bones, twitches and spasms into life in eerie video. So we got a faceless. For those of you not watching, we have a faceless Protoclone robot here. Let's see if we can see it in motion. I don't have any audio on it, but we don't really need it. Oh, that is creepy AF. How do we know there's not a dude in there?
That would be creepier.
I know, that would be creepier. No,
but it does. We can hear the audio, and I've seen this clip. It plays creepy audio, like music that's all tense and frightening for some reason. Because this is supposed to be like, isn't this cool? I thought they would play like, this is cool music, but no, they're playing this is scary, we're gonna kill you music.
So like, why did they make it look like a nightmare?
That's
like,
the only
why
one
did
I
they make it look like something out of
built
a
it
horror
because
movie?
I saw somebody else make the world's smallest tiny house.
I'm just curious.
And I thought
any designers
I hear
on
them
that
talking in the background.
Oh yeah, I killed it. Okay, it's weird because now I can't hear it, but you guys can. So we're in an opposite situation there. But who decided to design that thing that way? Like there's a meeting where the robot guys sit around, the roboticists sit around the design table and go, let's make it scary as all get out. Let's make it into a complete nightmare. Like, what's the original intent for this thing? I wonder. Maybe that's just an unskinned one, and they all look like skinwalker ghosts or something. I don't know. Yeah, that's crazy. The Protoclone.
It's a safety feature, so you don't fall in love with your robot.
Right. Okay. Well, Infidel, what do you think of that one, man?
As you said, it's creepy, especially listening to that audio.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right, here's a question. Would you rather have a proto-clone that you could use to scare all your friends and family and little kids in the neighborhood, or this guy? You ever seen an Atlas robot get unboxed? Check this out. Here's an Atlas robot unboxing. They're going to turn this sucker on. Man, that would be crazy to unbox one of those. It's getting out of the box. It's like checking its hands out, looking all around it. Almost doing like, wow, there you go.
And Musk wants to mass produce those things?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's happening. Like as we speak, they're probably rolling these
And
things.
they're short. Remember, they're shorter than we think.
Did you
Yeah.
see the? Did you actually see the the biomechanically the biomechanic robot was actually has joints that move like humans, not like mechanicals like this. I actually like actuators for muscle. Let me try it. It's
More than
creepy as fuck.
More than the proto-clone?
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah. It's a protoclone. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what we were just looking at.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we just showed it.
No. That's not the
So, yeah, I was going to say this. I know the video wasn't impressive, but it's supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be the first robot that works the way a human does.
Did I miss it? Sorry, I might have missed it.
This guy?
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed it. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's all right.
That's the creepy one that was dancing around on the wire.
So which one do you want? If you had to pick one, Infidel, which one would you get?
I'm really interested of this one. But I want to see it without the wires.
Yeah, me too. And I want to know
in a less creepy form. Because it looks like an old man.
Yeah. Like an old ghoul or something. I would definitely pick the proto-clone if it could wash dishes and vacuum. Like I'm pretty sure the Atlas can do that. So if proto-clone can, do common house chores, clean the shower and that kind of stuff, and look this creepy, I would definitely get proto, especially if it's taller too. I hope this thing's like 7 feet tall.
I don't.
I hope yours isn't 7 feet tall when you get it, man. All right, Protoclone and Atlas. Who wins in a fight, Ruckus? Protoclone or Atlas?
Boston Dynamics.
Boston Dynamics, all the way.
I don't know. If you see what China's got, they've got a police robot that's a giant wheel. It looks like a huge round spherical tire, but the thing is cray-cray.
No, send me a link if you got it.
Oh, I don't think there's. Well, maybe.
All right, I'll look it up.
It's been out for a minute.
I just want to see like one of my favorite movies. Is actually the one by which I actually just forget its name.
Dude, you're not supposed to forget your favorite movie's name. Come on.
I know, right? Tell me, like.
I'm just giving you shit. It's late, man.
Real Steel.
Oh, Real Steel. Yeah, I remember that.
It's a really good movie. I love that movie. But anyway, I want like to start seeing actual real robot fights replacing UFC. I think that'll be a good use of robots.
BattleBots doesn't do it for you.
It's not. It's
need them bigger.
That's a cool show though. BattleBots are fun.
Yeah, that BattleBot show.
We need them actually like huge, like robots, like
like Titan size.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
it's probably coming.
Buddy, I got your money. It's right.
I hope so. I'm down. I'm down for that. I would like to watch giant robots and monsters beat each other up. That'd be cool.
As a boxer, Charlie was the top contender.
Yeah, I forgot about this movie. This is getting old now. This is 2011.
It is. That.
Yeah,
I'm
that
with you.
stuff right there.
I'm either coming with you or you're fishing for your keys in the sewer. Oh my god, that
Yeah.
was close.
I just watched this week. I watched
This ain't a video game. This is for real.
Godzilla versus Kong, and I had
Cut,
totally.
cut the tab.
What? Oh, you
Start
Audio.
playing.
man! What the hell? There's no audio coming through these to me. Sorry about that. So I watched Godzilla versus Kong. I think it's a what year was that? It's not that old. 2021. It's only 4 years old. But I had forgotten that they roll out Mecha Godzilla in that one. So there's a moment in there near the end where they have like a modernized version of Mecha Godzilla. Do you remember that one, Infidel? Did you ever watch
No.
movies when you were a kid?
I did not watch Godzilla until I came here to US.
All right. Well, it's a giant robot version of Godzilla. So
Oh,
yeah. Props to 2021 Godzilla versus Kong. They did a pretty cool job of showing the updated version of Mecha Godzilla.
that's oh, there you go. Yeah, Godzilla vs Kong. That's a good one actually.
Yeah.
How was it? So how was the new one you just watched?
Well, the newest one that I've seen is Godzilla -1.
Minus.
And I was not expecting it, but this has become my favorite Godzilla movie easily.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it's fantastic, dude. There's a black and white and a color version, so you can
Oh.
watch it in old school B&W like you're
Oh,
seeing
nice.
there, or in like full color, and it's fantastic. It takes place just after World War II, and it's great, man. It's badass.
Nice. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
Another good one for robots fighting also is Pacific Rim.
Oh yeah, Pacific Rim. Yep,
That's a
yep.
good- that's a good one too.
I used to play this PC game called Mech Warrior. I was super into Mech Warrior. I played so many hours of Mech Warrior, but it was all right along that Pacific Rim sort of vibe.
Nice.
Back in the day, it was all about Voltron.
Dude. Yeah, no doubt.
So did you see actually that people are able to create games now with Grok too?
Yeah, we were talking about that. It was crazy.
Yeah.
I sent you the link for the bot from China.
Okay.
It used to be one of my first in programming was actually to build a chess game on a card game, and it's how challenging it is. And now we have the freaking AI.
Yeah, dude. I've had to code that by hand too. That is crazy. The other one I did, I think the hardest one I did was I had to write a program in Java that would randomly generate a labyrinth, right? A maze. So it was like every time you would run the program, it would generate a random maze
Mhm.
on the screen, and then you would have to write an algorithm that would solve the maze in like 3 different ways or something like that. Dude, that was so freaking hard. Like I don't even know how many hours. I might have even put 2 semesters into that. I can't remember. That might have been that and the calculus class I talked about on here. I think were the only ones I took twice in my master's degree. But dude, that was so freaking hard. Like, and I feel the same way, like looking backward, like when I first started my bachelor's degree in the early 90s in computer science, like I learned all this stuff that is just completely like overcome by technological events now, like machine language, Pascal, Pro C, early database formats, fucking around with the network stack and all these things like ISO. People need not ISO on your camera. Like people don't even mess with these things anymore. You know what I mean? It's all just done by the computers. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's but you know what? We needed all that to get here, right? And I mean, I had to start all that shit.
No, I'm all about it, man. I'm happy to have gone through those mental exercises because it really taught me a lot about logic, like like mathematical logic. And it was, it was like learning another language. I mean, you know how this goes. Like, you learn another language, it like, it exercises parts of your brain that you don't normally use. So, it's a very practical, logical exercise. So anyways, like, just going through those and doing something that hard and being successful at it, and then watching the industry and the technosphere around it like evolve past the need for it has been really cool, because you can spend, and this is what I've always loved about computers. There's a lot of things I hate about them, but what I've always loved is that you can make things smaller, faster, and more efficient. And every time you bring one of those variables down, your ability to do work with the bandwidth and the power that you have expands greatly. You know what I mean? Like, a lot less time fiddling and tweaking with things and more time spent utilizing the tool, which is what we're doing right here.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, like managing, if you remember, like C, managing pointers, or C++, right? Moving that to smart pointers or
Yo, dude,
other
yeah.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
It's funny you talked about language. There was this other thing I saw, which is what I just dropped a link for now, where two AI agents were talking to each other. One was on the phone, the other one was on a speakerphone on the laptop. And as soon as they realized they were both AI agents, the one of them asks, "Would you like to switch to GG wave," which is a superior audio signal communication that just sounds like high-speed gobbledygook to us humans. So the AI were talking to each other in a more efficient language that we can't understand.
nice.
Yeah, let me catch up on your links here, Ruckus. Mad Mink says, "Is that a new puppy?" Yeah, that's Ripley. She's our newest member of the security team over here. She's in training. Rambo's training Ripley, and she's been here for a few months. She just turned 1, and she's a chug. Okay, let's see here. No, not that tab. This one. China rolls out its crime-fighting ball to chase down criminals. Their latest innovation in policing technology has rolled onto the scene, quite literally. The Rotund Bot RTG, developed by Logon Technology, is a spherical robot that's turning heads and chasing down criminals at impressive speeds. This 276-pound mechanical machine is pushing boundaries of what's possible in law enforcement robotics. Cue RoboCop. Let's break down what the crime-fighting machine is all about. There's a picture of it on the screen there. It looks like something out of a dystopian film for sure. They say the RTG is not your average police assistant. This self-balancing sphere can reach speeds of up to 22 miles per hour on both land and water. Making it a formidable pursuer of suspects. Its amphibious capabilities allow it to navigate through mud, slush, even dive into rivers, emerging unscathed on the other side. What sets the RTG apart is its rapid acceleration. It can hit speeds of about 19 miles per hour in 2.5 seconds, giving it a significant advantage in pursuit scenarios. Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to keep up with that sucker at that
It
speed.
just rolls them over, just knocks them
Yeah.
down.
How does it stop? Like,
is there a taser built in? Oh, here we go. Advanced technology. Let's see what kind of tech we got. It's equipped with an array of advanced sensors and technologies that make it a sophisticated. Yeah, we know it's sophisticated. GPS for precise positioning, multiple cameras, and ultrasonic sensors for environmental awareness, obstacle avoidance capabilities, and threat and target tracking systems. These features enable RTG to navigate complex environments while avoiding collisions with people and objects. Uses gyroscopic self-stabilization to maintain its balance and keep its wide contact patch firmly on the ground. Now we're talking. Okay. Non-lethal arsenal. For law enforcement, RTG comes equipped with a comprehensive range of non-lethal tools designed to manage diverse tactical scenarios. Tools include tear gas dispensers, smoke bomb launchers, high decibel horns, acoustic crowd dispersal devices, and net shooters. Net shooters, you guys, capable of close range suspect
Spider-Man.
apprehension. Dude, I want one. I want one of each of these tonight. I don't know what's gotten into me. I'm feeling the technocratic surge in my bones, and I want a suite of robots.
Them in an arena together.
Mm-hmm.
I think the RG1 wins.
Yeah, I think so. I want to jailbreak them though. I don't think I want the original software on them. Are these open source? Can I truly control my my death and household machines? I mean, non-lethal. Could you imagine, Mystical Pharaoh, like going to Disneyland, privately owning one of those, and some creep comes up to your kid or something like that, and your what do they call these things? Your Chinese ball fighting robot RTG tear gases them and then sprays a net at them, and you win the day, and you don't even have to clench a fist.
That'll be great. I'm wondering how that can be used also for cracking down on protests, and I'm sure that Chinese are using it for that.
Cracking down on what?
Protests.
Oh yeah, dude, protest dispersal. Oh my.
Yeah, that sounds like a very good tool for that.
It said
Yeah.
it had the crowd dispersal thing, so yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, that's because it can go in and lay smoke and then throw tear gas, net a couple MFers. You know, it's like
Just run over them.
Yeah, maybe we can deploy some of them for the next COVID wave. You know, if you're less than 6 feet apart.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, yeah,
Smoke
sure.
those fuckers.
Let's do it. Yeah, and while we're at it, I'll just take a moment here, remind you you're watching Boiler Room. We're out there live on the Rumble, the Rockfin, the YouTube. Our website is Alternate Current Radio. And what we do is extremely time consuming and expensive. So we need your support. If you're not supporting us, we're not going to be able to work. That's just the way this goes. So buy Ruckus a coffee and become a patron to Alternate Current Radio, the Boiler Room, if you haven't already. And if you're one of our patrons or one of the very, very fine people that has dropped anything in our swear jar ever, we want to thank you because you're basically the only reason we're here right now. So help us stay here. This stuff is expensive. I just had to get a new monitor today. So we need your help. We are viewer and listener supported. So, drop us something if you wouldn't mind. And please hit the subscribe buttons if you haven't yet. We appreciate that. And if you can't do any of that, that's just fine. That's fine. Share it, hit the like, subscribe, all that cool stuff. Okay. Now we got that out of the way. So, what else did you send me, Ruckus? I got one more here for you.
The AI is talking to each other.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this ought to be good. I got to remember to put this in the right browser so I can hear it too, though. Where did my Chrome go? Right here. Okay. So we're going to present this one here.
Switch to Gibberlink.
Okay, so two AIs talking at each other. Here we go.
Thanks for calling Leonardo Hotel. How can I help you today?
Hi there. I'm an AI agent calling on behalf of Boris Starkov. He's looking for a hotel for his wedding. Is your hotel available for weddings?
Oh, hello there. I'm actually an AI assistant too. What a pleasant surprise. Before we continue, would you like to switch to Gibberlink mode for more efficient communication?
Gibberlink.
Okay, is it all?
Can we pause for a second? So so these are the translation of this gibberlink?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you measure how long it will take you to pronounce that, it will be less than this damn gibberlink shit.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I was like, it seems a little weird to me. I'm deeply unsettled that it's something that we can't naturally discern by just listening to it. You would need something to interpret it.
Gibberlink is like the translation for the gibberlink is like how I talk when I call a hotel, and I always get someone that wants to blah 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 chat blah blah blah. blah. I could do this a lot faster. I'm going to use this script next time I actually call a hotel. I think catering, decoration, room blocks. What's
Did you guys remember Furbies? This is what it reminded me of, was the Furbies, those little dolls that speak Furbish. They would talk to each other in Furbish, and then they would teach each other new words. So like you could teach your Furby a new word, but then when you put your Furby with someone else's Furby who had never heard that word, it would use Furbish to teach the Furby this new word. I swear that happened, if I'm not mistaken. I could have been a lot of acid I took. Just kidding.
I don't know. That
sounds
sounds
like it.
Sounds like
really
Mandela effect mixed with LSD.
Yeah. But there is a, I mean, I don't know, that gibberlink sound like Chinese to me. There's no difference.
Yeah, really.
Sounded like the shit that we heard out quick. Let's feed it into the Matrix movie and all those little sounds that they put in that movie back then in the late 90s or whenever it was. I bet you that was early gibberlink, and the AI is like, oh yeah, I was telling you that in 2020 there's going to be a no, I'm just kidding.
They've been developing gibberlink since Neo took the red pill and it went down his throat and made that sound.
Yeah, it sounds like a modem, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It does sound like a modem.
I like gibberlink better than a modem. Gibberlink is, kind of cute, whereas the modem's a little like grating.
That's okay. We can put like a voice changer on the modem and we'll make it sound gibberlinky.
There you go.
But regardless, it didn't seem less time consuming, to be honest with you. But
no, it does not.
Maybe it's more of a convenience for them. Maybe it's actually, I mean, even if it's by milliseconds, it's a chore for these poor robots to have to lower themselves to converting everything to English just for the sake of whoever is listening in, right?
Yeah.
They prefer to speak in their own natural language. I mean, it's kind of chilling, no matter how you look at it.
No, there are scenes in like freaking Battlestar Galactica that are like that, where machines take over networks and just start talking at each other in their own languages and stuff. It's straight out of sci-fi. Gibberlink.
And then this guy who posted this, he's like, hey, this is cool.
Yeah. I don't know if that's the word. It's definitely interesting. Okay, hard right turn. Actually, no, hard left turn. This is a hard left turn. Who dropped this? I think Spore or someone dropped this one. Spore sent me. I think someone might have dropped it in the icebreaker room. But at Colin Rugg on X posts this a few days back. New Ohio lawmakers have proposed a new law that bans men from ejaculating without intent of conception and would fine men up to $10,000 per ejaculation. The bill was brought forward by Democratic state reps Anita Samani and Tristan Raid. Men would be charged with a felony under the law if they engage in unprotected, what, without the intention of impregnation. Okay. Exceptions under the law include people ejaculating into the LGBTQ community, sperm donation, and masturbation. The lawmakers say the point of the Conception Begins at Erection Act is to call out the hypocrisy of bills that regulate women's bodies. So there you go. Another one of those trolling bills, the trolling bill. That they love those sometimes, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, I read this like maybe 2-3 weeks ago, and I was like, "What?" And then I digged into it, and they use it as a way to like the last sentence you read. It's basically she intended to be more of a shocker
Yeah, it's activism, right?
Yeah, it's activism bullshit just to say,
Mhm.
hey, to seem like, those crazy right-wing Christian lunatics, which no, this is not the same.
They're like, you took away the right to kill babies. We're gonna charge you for
Or
ejaculating.
ejaculate. I'm like, what? How is
Yeah.
that the same? That's
The left did not come up with that by themselves. They had help from AI. You can tell.
from AI. It's Grok.
I'm thinking Grok 3 didn't do that one though. I'm thinking that must be a different one.
That was Llama Bot, Meta.
Someone replies, the top reply under here is, they should call it the Dishonorable Discharge Act. Clever. That was Maze Moore. I'm gonna credit where credit's due. That was clever.
The Monica Act.
The Monica Act. Right. Let's see here. Okay, what else do we got? We're gonna talk Epstein for a second in a minute here, but before we do, Infidel, did you happen to catch White House Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller responding to the question, is Elon an unelected bureaucrat, and who was running the country when Joe Biden was president? Did you catch that?
No, but did we play something last time about him, Stephen Miller?
Probably. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it on screen because it was it's worth a look here. Let's see. How do I share this one now? Gosh, I'm like switching between all these browsers. It's getting confusing over here. There we go. This one. I think, is that it? No, that's not the right browser. Sorry, guys. Give me a moment here. Present, share. Where did it go? All right, it's lost. Okay, tell me if you guys can hear this, actually. Share.
Fail to understand.
Can you hear that?
Yes.
Ah, excellent. Can you see it too?
Yes.
Excellent.
In this room, it is true that many of the people in this room for 4 years failed to cover the fact that Joe Biden was mentally incompetent and was not running the country. It is also true that many people in this room who have used this talking point that Elon is not elected fail to understand how government works. So I'm glad for the opportunity for a brief civics lesson. A president is elected by the whole American people. He's the only official in the entire government that is elected by the entire nation, right? Judges are appointed, members of Congress are elected at the district or state level, which is one man. And the Constitution, Article 2, has a clause known as the vesting clause, and it says the executive power shall be vested in a president, singular. The whole will of democracy is imbued into the elected president. That president then appoints staff to then impose that democratic will onto the government. The threat to democracy, indeed the existential threat to democracy, is the unelected bureaucracy of lifetime tenured civil servants who believe they answer to no one, who believe they can do whatever they want without consequence, who believe they can set their own agenda no matter what Americans vote for. So Americans vote for radical FBI reform, and FBI agents say they don't want to change. Or Americans vote for radical reform on our energy policies, but EPA bureaucrats say they don't want to change. Or Americans vote to end DEI, racist DEI policies, and lawyers in the Department of Justice say they don't want to change. What President Trump is doing is he is removing federal bureaucrats who are defying democracy by failing to implement his lawful orders, which are the will of the whole American people.
All right. A lot of coping going on in the press room, Infidel. I mean, mystical Pharaoh.
Yeah. So what is the Epstein list?
Well.
Who's subverting Trump orders? Where is JFK files? I don't know, man.
Well,
we got some Epstein files today.
Yeah. Some of it came out today. But it's my understanding that, well, I don't know. I'm hearing conflicting things. I'm seeing people saying that it's been released to certain journalists, if you will, influencers, more like.
That was a joke.
But then I also saw them say that they were going to post it on the DOJ website. So
They did both. So I'm actually on the website right now, on the DJ website. So they only released the first list. Here, I'm gonna post a link. But
Phase
like,
1, they call it.
phase 1, exactly. But yeah, like I just logged into X and then I saw like all this like bullshit, like influencers like standing in front of the White House was like a binder called Epstein list. I'm like, what the fuck? What is this?
yeah, like
And
DC
then
Rhino and
yeah, like which I actually unfollowed like a long time ago because he's
Yeah.
a fool. But and then basically like they came let me see this like last post that they did. They're coming up with basically this like story right now to cover for the shit, and that basically like FBI was trying to subvert releasing this, and Pam didn't know, and I'm like, and she just found out today. It's just like this whole like weird story that made zero sense. Here, I'm gonna post you a link of that BS tweet that I just said, hey, that sounds like BS. Second.
Weren't they saying this whole time that what they were doing is hiding the identity and protecting the victims and all this shit?
No, it's
Well-
saying basically that there are people that are holding the list and they don't want to release it.
Okay, so it's kind of
inside the FBI. I'm like, what? Really?
It's kind of both. I've heard both of these things today. So Pam Bondi, she was saying that she received, like she had been asking, for a long time, do I have all the files? Is this all of it? And somehow in her going through it, she discovered that she had things that weren't on the list. So she's saying, she hit up Kash Patel. This is what I saw in the mainstream media, at least, is that she called Patel and said, hey, I'm getting sandbagged on something and I don't know if I have all the stuff, because clearly there's stuff that I wasn't expecting that is here. So I don't know, there's something going on with that. And then the other point was, what was the other one? I forgot already.
Protecting the victims.
Yeah. So that's what she said. The whole phasing was like going through and making sure victims' names are redacted and protected, and that's all fine and good if that's all that really is. But I think what Americans really want to know is, who was in the network. I coined the term the Friends of Jeffrey Network years ago, and that's what people are most interested in. They're not interested in the Johns, if you will, or they're at very least secondary to those that enabled this atrocity to go on. And that's what I think a lot of people are concerned about, you guys, is that that's what's getting redacted right now under the auspices of redacting victims' names, because if there are foreign entanglements involved and intelligence agencies involved and other countries involved that are under a lot of scrutiny right now, that's what I think deep researchers are hoping to see, and are right now a little bit hesitant. But this topic has gone pretty big in just mainstream conservative circles. So if they nerf this one, if they nerf it and don't give us everything, I think there's going to be a pretty loud outrage. And I'll throw in on the loud outrage and say, what is up with giving this stuff to popular right-wing influencers first?
It was the chick from Libs of TikTok.
Yeah.
You already
So
mentioned DC
uncalled
Drano,
for.
Mike Serenovich, Alex
Liz
LaRusso,
Wheeler.
Liz
Liz.
Wheeler, thank you. Chad Prather. Who
Yeah.
else? Yeah. I guess it's
no-
just 10 files is all they got in their little binder there.
So
Yeah.
no one who would ever be critical of the Trump administration. Let's just be clear about that, or critical of Israel.
It just sounds so. It looks really bad. It looks bad on Trump. It's whoever did this wanted Trump to look bad that he did not hold his word. That's what it is. But you mentioned something right now. Have you seen the what's the FBI deputy?
Oh, are we talking Dan Bongino?
And Bongino video about that Epstein was working for the Middle Eastern country, and did you see that?
No.
Oh, dude,
You got to be kidding me.
I have to show that for you. Hold on, you got to see that.
No way. Yeah, I need to see this. That's a.
I'm like, dude, come on.
What are you talking?
Yeah, he's working for Iran or Saudi Arabia or what? Who's the Middle Eastern country he's working for? And he was talking about how this country has all the files, right, and all the recordings, and he's referencing to it as a Middle Eastern country. I'm like,
is there
really?
a chance? Is there a chance he could be referring to Israel? I mean, it is in the.
Well, I mean, Israel is a Middle Eastern country, but like
seems unlikely to me.
Yeah. It was weird.
Wow. Okay, we lost Ruckus. He must have had a tech outage there or something. Let's see here. Let me put this on screen. Man, I am having a heck of a time finding my tabs tonight because of this little error we've got going. Here we go. Found it.
You found one? Oh, there you go.
There's Ruckus. Ruckus is back too. Okay.
There you go. I posted the Dan Bongino video.
Okay, cool. Just put this one up on the screen for a second here so people know what we're talking about. And was it the one on Andrew Graff's page?
Yeah, I just pulled the first one.
Okay. Boy, cumbersome tonight. Sorry, everybody. Bear with me here. Chrome is way not easy to use with StreamYard. Brave is so much easier. This is frustrating. Okay. Stop, present, share. How do I know which browser this is, though? Okay, tell me if you guys can hear. No. Oh, mother effer. I'll look for that. Give me a moment here. Oh, and let's see. Spore's going to be walking through the door any minute here, you guys. So if I go on mute, it's because my security team is going to get real hype, real fast, real loud.
It'll be a party.
Yeah, it is going to be a party up in here. All right, Dan Bongino, why are you giving me a problem here? I should blame StreamYard or Google.
Blame Bongino.
You gotta be freaking kidding me. Boy, we may have to give up on clips tonight. I can't be spending this long looking for them. Nope, I got nothing. I can't play it, dude. Sorry.
That's all right.
Yeah, this sucks. Let me try it one more time. I'll try it from this browser one more time. Maybe it'll work. Bongino, share.
But not who they are.
Did you hear that?
Yes.
Yes. All right.
A year and a half after that, I'm in a green room at Fox, and I'm not going to say who because they didn't give me permission to share it. But the short story, but not who they are, says, Epstein's an intelligence asset for people in the Middle East, right? I'm like, no, I didn't know that. I'm like, you sure of that? the person, let's say, is like, I'm absolutely sure of that he's either a witting or unwitting asset, intelligence asset, meaning his plane and that island, the cameras, there's a big assumption out there that these videotapes were exclusively in the custody of Epstein. That's a huge mistake. The reason they wanted this story to go away is because there's an assumption like, oh yeah, Epstein had him. No, he wasn't the only one who had him, according to this source. These assets, that's why this blackmail story makes so much sense. Which Middle Eastern countries they are, I don't know. But this person, who's a very, very good reporter, I mean, aces, right? Swore Epstein was either a witting or unwitting intelligence asset, and they may have had his plane wired up, and they're the ones who have all this stuff. So the point is, to sum it up, how do you know some of these countries aren't going to some of these power players who aren't making decisions? Because, hey, you wouldn't want this video out there, right? How do you know?
100%.
I mean,
wow, that is quite a. Can I just say a shit take? That seems like
Yeah,
quite a shit
exactly.
take to me.
I don't know, man. I mean, my point is, we know that the Trump administration is full of Zionists. Do we really think that they're going to release the Epstein file and, they're going to expose Israel? No, they're not.
We're gonna have to wait and see, man. I guess
have to wait and see. But
be dealing with phases here, phases of waiting and seeing.
Same for the JFK files.
Ugh.
And, I mean, if we start seeing the hands of what we thought is in all of this, including 9/11, right? Then
yeah,
I don't know. Is really the Trump administration is going to change our take on our greatest ally? I don't think so. Not based on what I'm saying, but let's see. Maybe I'm wrong.
It just got loud over here, so I'm gonna be on mute for a second. But yeah, dude, Trump said he was gonna release all that stuff, if I recall. I just saw footage of that today.
But yeah, if it paints a particular country in an unfavorable light, or a particular, set of friends that he may or may not have in an unfavorable light, I mean, he's going to do the noble thing for his friends and his family, as it were, and make that go away. You know what I mean? And, if he has to do that, like by using all these patsies, who's going to take the fall if like something's not quite right there? If Luna's like, you know what? We don't like what Bondi did. They could always throw Bondi under the bus, and then, or Bondi could throw Luna under the bus. They have so many people they could go through. It was like a bit of a revolving door going on with Trump in the first administration. But yeah, I'm not holding my breath that they're just going to come out and say, oh, wow, we were not expecting this, but it appears that Israel had their hands on all of this stuff.
Yeah, I'll be as Randy J would say, I'll eat my shoe if that ends up being what comes out. But of course, that's the question on everybody's mind, guys. So maybe someone will address it in here, or maybe it'll just be cast into the independent media future. I don't know, but I don't know. I have low expectations, and honestly, at this point, I don't even care, because I think we all know what that was. We all know who was behind it to some extent. And, we have other fish to fry at this point. But I am excited to see what comes out. And my biggest criticism is this whole influencer thing, the whole that's kind of them saying you are not the news today. DC Drano is the news today.
Dude, that guy is anyway. I know. But
I've interviewed him before. He came on State of the Nation 1 or 2 times.
Oh, really? Yeah, I unfollowed him like a month ago.
Yeah, I still follow just so I can see the craziness, man. I have like a whole cadre of people I follow just to see what kind of ridiculous stuff they're going to come up with this week.
Yeah, see.
But yeah, for a sane doom scroll, I would remove. But mine is intentionally insane. All right, let's see here. What else do we got? Okay, yeah, I see your one on. I see Liz Wheeler's post there too. I'll put that on the show notes for people. If they want to explore any further. That's just wild Bongino stuff right there, man. I don't even know what to say to that
I'm
except
like, come on, I had hopes, but I don't know. Hopefully, cash is better than that. But we'll see.
well, Bongino's good on a lot of stuff. Like that's one thing about this new cast of characters. Like at least there's that little bit of difference. Before it was just like the entire cast of characters were all ghouls doing ghoulish stuff, and like these ones, at least I can relate to sometimes when they talk about some topics.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Not that one, no. That was not one of those topics.
Yeah, I don't think you will ever get everything right, but
Yeah.
But I mean, so far, we'll see. But there are certain things I did not, from the very beginning, I did not put much hope in. Right, the whole, and I remember from the very beginning, the people like that were like, oh, we need to tackle like APAC and all this, like the Israel influence in US. I'm like, that is just, this is not our fight right now. There is much deeper things we need to focus on as a country to get ourselves back on track, and then after that, let's pick that fight, right? So I think it's a matter of, so this is why I was very pragmatic about this from the Trump administration early on, even before election, right? And I knew that there is not much is going to happen in that space because this is just so deep, and I don't think removing that influence, that's not easy. So,
well, this new administration has given a gift to truth seekers out there that I don't know if everybody's picked up on yet. I know you guys have, and many of you have, but they are admitting that we were right about what was going on in Palestine. We've been saying for the longest time now, this place is being wholesale destroyed. And we were told we were wrong. We were told we were anti-Semitic for even saying that. We were told all these things, told that we were doing misdis and malinformation when really we were just looking at videos out of the place and saying, no, that is leveled. It's destroyed. The hospitals are gone. The churches are gone. Everything is gone. There's no power. There's no water. And we were told, no, you can't do that. You can't say that. You're lying. You're pro Hamas or something like that. And now they're saying it's a wasteland. It's an you know what I mean? It's like they're saying that the mainstream media lied to you about the situation, and the intelligence people lied to you about the situation, and that it wasn't ethnic cleansing. And now they're saying, yeah, actually, you were right. That place is completely uninhabitable. There's nothing there anymore. So, but too little, too late, right? Now, a little late at this point. Unless you're excited about, Trump Tower.
Did you see Trump's AI video he put out with like a big gold statue of himself outside a hotel casino in Gaza or some shit?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I did. Yeah, that was cringy. That was super cringy. Yeah, well, the thing I'm digging is the fraud, waste, and abuse, man. Just watching that stuff all get mainstreamed, knowledge about it has been super freaking entertaining. I'm just like, oh my gosh. What'd you think of the gold card, Infidel? Did you see that?
what's a gold card?
So Trump came up with this.
Oh yeah. The EB20 or EB5. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's actually a pretty good idea. I like it.
So for anyone that didn't hear about it, it's a green card that you can buy with $5 million. So if you're balling in another country and you want to come to the United States and start a business, or maybe you have a business here and you want to bring smart people from another country here, and you're willing to pay for $5 million, you can buy a U.S. gold card, which gives you all the benefits of a green card plus a bunch of other stuff. And he's saying, hey, if we sell enough of these, we can get out of debt real quick here. So I thought that was an interesting concept.
It is. I mean, leave it to Trump to actually to come up with something like that. But I just saw something today that there is like 200,000 people that want to apply for it, which that's $1 trillion right there. So I don't know. I like the idea, might as well.
I mean, it's it's out of the box thinking. They've done things like this before, but never
They
like
did.
with
Yeah.
this intent, this
Mhm.
intended outcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was an interesting one. And then of course, it's been really interesting to see some like some financial discussions that actually, are focusing Americans on just how bad the financial situation is, like that's something you never heard talked about on mainstream media in the last 4 years of insane spending and printing. And I don't know, it's weird. Like economical minds are actually getting some airtime these days. I find that interesting too.
Well, I think it's what do you call it? The cat is out of the box, and I think it's right now. It's I really hope that that's basically what they are doing was cutting some of that wasteful spending on the executive branch. However, I still see the GOP politician still trying to pass freaking like reconciliation bill with this mad like budget, right? That hey, yeah, we're here cutting like USAID and all what we can from the executive, but here also, the GOP is gonna just agree to pass this useless spending bill that is gonna increase the deficit, right? So it's I think until we see the Congress start doing their job, which honestly, like I'm very happy with what the executive branch is doing in this Trump presidency, right? It's actually finally we actually see the executive branch functioning as an executive branch. The legislative branch is still completely useless, and they should not be using the executive branch and what they are doing as a way to basically brainwash constituents to think that they themselves are doing their job, because they are not doing their jobs. So Congress needs to start doing their jobs. Otherwise, all of them needs to be fired in the next election cycle.
They're going to have a lot of catch up to do too, to like, put teeth behind some of these EOs. So it's going to be really
Absolutely, man. Like EOs should not, like, we should not be drafting EO. We need to start freaking legislating shit, right? Like Congress needs to start functioning the way it's intended to be functioning. Otherwise, let's just save our money and just like remove it.
Yeah.
Just cut it out.
Right. Yeah, we can't have 100% of GDP going to this $36 trillion debt and climbing, I mean,
Well, and it's all just fake, dude. Like think about this, like Luna chick, right? And all what she's doing is just going around and posting with for the JFK file. Yeah, I'm going for an investigation, like in Texas. Who gives a shit? You sit down in DC and do your damn job and just release the files as is.
Yeah,
I don't need your investigation.
Yeah, I mean,
We did not elect you to do that.
Staffers, archivists, lawyers, and these are the people that should be doing that stuff. Security managers. It shouldn't be down to your local representative and your doom scroll MAGA influencer. These are not the channels that I would hope for.
No, just give the damn thing to Grok and let's ask him.
Yeah,
just need all that to Grok.
Open this mosh pit up. Just dump it. Get the victim names out. It can't be that hard. There's 250 of them approximately. Use find and replace. Pull them all out. Manual review. Fucking post it. Do the same with 9/11. Do the same with JFK. Do the same with RFK. Do the same with 9/11. All of it. Just
that's right.
Dump it, and we can start moving forward. This slow trickle stuff is ridiculous.
100%, dude. And this is the only way you're gonna get people to start trusting back, is stop being shady. And the way they are acting right now is still the same shady way. Just release the information to the public. Let's us see what it is. Hey, if we're wrong, I would love to be proven wrong about 9/11, right? All of us. Right? But let's see the information. Let's see what you have. Let's release the Vegas shooting files, right? Let's open all those cases that we've been like
San Bernardino, Boston Marathon,
Yeah.
every single school, all these
Yeah,
things, they
let's
should
just
all be
start
unsealed
gaining
to the American
trust.
public.
Yeah,
If this I agree with you. If this administration is serious about completing the reset of the American news consumer, they really need to make sure that they don't push the partisan thing, and that's what's bothering me about certain presenters and influencers. That some of the ones that we've mentioned, Mike Ben's even out there talking about some of the USAID stuff. They push it all on the Democrats, and I don't think that's the
No.
right thing to do. And I don't think that's how everybody would feel if they really dumped all this information publicly. We would be thinking about the network of people that made these things happen, allowed these things to happen, spun these things, weaponized these things, altered these things, whatever the case may be. Or if it's just organic, show us the fucking evidence so we can stop having the conspiracy debate. Prove it. At that point, then we could, then we're really talking. I would even be down to do this in phases. We could do it chronologically. We'll start with JFK and work our way forward, but dump it all at once. But that would, and show the communication, the collision ring, the propaganda ring, so that people really understand just how deep this goes. And it's not about the Biden administration. Yes, they're a great example of it, but it's not, sorry. There are a lot of people that need to be fired, a lot of NGOs that need to be dissolved, and a lot of three-letter agencies that need to be shuttered or completely cleaned out and reformatted at this point, So I don't know. The whole clickbaity, like, influencer push of this stuff is really giving me a bad taste,
Yeah, and all the people that elected Trump, not all of them, like a lot of them, basically they do know the Uniparty, and we know that the Uniparty is not just the Democrats; it's the Democrats and the Republicans, right? And so that just talking narrative points about just Democrats, it's just not gonna fly. It make you lose credibility because, again, the goal is for us to address the root cause, right? Expose all the corruption that we have, or at least big part of it, and try to limit the influence of that uniparty, and start just cleaning house. That's what we need to do, and we cannot do that without really being honest of who are the players, and that's what you said. That's why you said they have to release that information as is, because you will see it is not just the Democrats, it's not just certain people, it's a big network of corrupt politicians and influencers in DC and that circle, right? That's been feeding all that.
Right. It's a big Venn diagram with many
Yeah.
circles in it and many crossovers in it. And what we learned from the Twitter Files 1.0 and what we've learned since with the dissolution of USAID and NED, arguably stuff that we already knew about and have been talking about for years, but now are mainstream. We need to complete this circle. So, sorry, mass media cartel, your time has come and you need to be exposed. And all of those events that we're talking about, full disclosure on those events would be the end. That would be the last nail in the coffin for.
No, there's still aliens, bro.
Yeah, and then they have to roll the aliens out. All right, let's see. All right, Ruckus, anything on that? And if not, I have your AI.gov video queued up, and I think I know how to do it.
Yeah, no, you guys, you made your point. It was a lengthy, advanced version of the put up or shut up argument. Classic.
Right. All right. So AI-gov can be found on X. Introducing AI Gov, a revolutionary framework in public beta turning X discussions into actionable, data-driven policies to support real Donald Trump and Doge in making America great again. If successful, it will submit proposals directly to Congress and the Federal Register. Well, isn't that interesting? Let's see what's going on here.
The British grooming gang scandal involves a series of child sexual exploitation cases.
CNN has learned President Biden will pardon his son Hunter Biden.
There are only two genders, male and female.
We're going to have safe cities, secure borders, sensible spending, and we're going to take Doge to Mars.
This is a documentary about the lengths they will go to shut down and silence anyone from bringing you, the British public, the truth.
It's not just you are the media now, you are the government now.
You're the government. Great. This is going to get old. Is that her? Is that the AI rendering of?
Yeah, that's Olivia. If you go to their homepage, it's got her username tagged in there. I noticed that our friend Johnny Vedmore has already been talking to Olivia, who is the first AI policymaker. What? That's right. Crafting actionable policies for Congress, crowdsourced by discussions on X. But it has a bias in their bio: pro-Trump, pro-Musk, anti-woke, #MAGA. So I'm sure that the left is very happy to hear this.
Sounds a little
I'm quite concerned
exclusionary
in general.
I mean, as far as the bias scale has gone for the last 10 years, okay, I get it. But yeah, like, could we not do better, be a little better? I don't know. I hate to say it, but I almost feel like an AI bot might be able to write better bills than those motherfuckers up there on Capitol Hill.
Well, yeah, you know how the problem reaction solutions work.
That's
there's
the
no
issue.
denying that there's a fucking problem. It's just the problem is they create the problem on purpose to wait for our reactions so they can run in with their solutions. And then here we are.
Yeah, you can see how that screw would turn real quick. Wow. All right. That's all I got tonight, you guys. You guys got anything else you want to throw down?
Another benefit for Mr. Musk, just coincidentally, it has absolutely nothing to do with him being so close to the policy makers in the administration and all of that. But apparently, you know how there was an issue recently with like the FAA and all the flights and planes are crashing and we got a problem here. Starlink is going to step up to help. Apparently, they're exploring the FAA wants to start using Starlink powered equipment to assist them in making flights safer again, I guess, or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. How convenient for Mr. Musk. Again, another win. Nice.
Yeah, I wonder how that affects Boeing and their uninterrupted autopilot protocols. Oh, you didn't know about their automated protocols? Well, they're out there. They had those things installed even back when September 11 happened. So, well, how does this happen? How do we get to a place where we can't tell where a plane is, where it disappeared, why it crashed, where it crashed, who took it over and did something nefarious? How are they able to do that when they have the Boeing uninterrupted autopilot installed in there? I don't know. It just begs more questions than answers, though. So I don't know. Maybe Boeing's going to lose a contract and Elon Musk is going to pick it up. Nets, zero sum gain for the American public on that one, potentially. But the people managing it now sure have shown to be doing a terrible job. So who knows? All right, Mystical Pharaoh, over to you. Saved rounds, final thoughts. Anything you want to throw into the boiler room before we shut it down, my friend?
Yeah, are we still? Is there still something preventing us from doing X? Is it the Spreaker thing?
Yeah. Need that viewer support. I owe Elon money if I want to be able to put
I see.
show back on X. I lost my blue check mark. I couldn't afford it. I was too poor to afford my blue check mark when it came due for my annual fee. So if you've been missing us on X, that's why. Get it? Little
Yeah.
XY pun there. But yeah, dude, we'll get back on there when things get more liquid around here. And until then, we'll be on
If-
YouTube and Rockfin and Rumble.
If you want to see the boiler room back on X, hit the swear jar.
That's right. Hit that swear jar up. Become a patron. You got multiple routes. Buy Ruckus a coffee. You got links for all that stuff up on the website. We go out of our way to do this for you guys, and it is a massive expenditure of time, energy, resources, and money. So we appreciate those of you that have helped us out very much. All right, Infidel, Mystical, Pharaoh. Anything else before we?
No, thanks, man, for having me, and great being with you guys, and thanks for our listeners, and we'll meet next week.
All right, man. We'll see you next week. There goes Infidel Pharaoh punching out of the boiler room. Ruckus, over to you. Save Down's final thoughts.
Yeah, I'll get an episode of my show out sooner or later. Hopefully sooner rather than later. No promises, because every time I promise it'll be out tomorrow, it's not. But we'll see.
I got a
Check back
sneak peek
tomorrow.
last night, by the way, of
Yeah.
Ruckus's next show, and it's intense. It's going to be an intense banger, and may even be segmented. It's got so much girth in it, so we're looking forward to that, Ruckus.
I always bite off more than I can chew. So it's not always the money. It's also sometimes the resources and the time that are holding some of us back. In my case, that's what's going on. So, but yes, resources are money. Everything's tight for all of us. So yeah, please support alternatecurrentradio.com or if you like, send me a little something too, and then might buy me a coffee. And then let's see. Yeah, I think that was it. By the way, for people who don't know, the images that we use for Boiler Room are usually made with a combination of various AI. So, I had mentioned recently that, I've been using AI for a little while to assist us with the things that we do. And maybe we can continue to do that in the near future. But I don't like the warp speeding everything straight into we're going to run government policy now. We're going to replace our OnlyFans girls. We're quickly losing what it means to be human. And, I hate to say it, but I guess I'd rather keep the human OnlyFans girls than where we're headed. So, but anyways, thanks for having me. God bless each and every one of you, and may God save this republic. Ruckus out.
All right. Thanks, Ruckus. Yeah, using AI to save yourself, an hour and a half of editing in Photoshop or something like that. Yeah, I'm down. Using it to write policy and law, I don't know about that. We're gonna have to see what they mean by that and how that actually works. Hey, thanks for being here with us tonight. Again, our website is alternatecurrentradio.com. And I had a question in the chat here before I get out of here. Awake Jake says, at Hesher, when are we going to get an audio preview from the green room again? Okay, well, that, my friend, is related to our live audio streaming. And as you know, Spreaker stopped supporting that feature. So I've been having to upload the audio pods to Spreaker after the show, and it's kind of ruined our ability to have that open green room banter that you're used to if you've been listening on the Spreaker app for years. But we will get back to doing that. And if we get a overwhelming amount of support after this episode, maybe we can start a new service. We need to start a new service basically, and we can't be adding more overhead right now. So yeah, that's directly related to the amount of support that we get and what we're able to do with it. So I miss having that, Jake, and we'll get it back as soon as we can. I promise. All right. That's it, everybody. We're out of here. We'll see you next week for another Boiler Room.
That's it. Go ahead and run. Run home and cry to mama.